Hello everyone. In this video, we will learn how do we find the compound interest. Okay, so let's start with. So first of all, what do we mean by compound interest? Compound interest is the interest on a loan or a deposit that is calculated based on both initial principal amount and the accumulated interest from the previous period. Okay, so this is how it is different from the simple interest. In simple interest, you get only the interest on the principal amount, but here in the compound interest, you get the interest not only on your initial principal amount but also the accumulated interest that you are getting every year. Okay, so this is what this is commonly used for the long-term investments or for long-term loans. Okay, so to calculate it, first we calculate the amount by using this formula. A, that is amount, is equal P times 1 plus R divide N to the power NT, where A is the future value of the investment, including interest. P denotes the principal amount. R denotes the rate of interest. N denotes the number of times that interest is compounded per year, because in some scenarios the interest is compounded annually. So when the interest is compounded annually, we write N to be 1. Suppose the interest is compounded half yearly. In that case, N is equal to 2 because half year means 6 months. So N will become 2. If the interest is calculated monthly, so in a year there are 12 months. So N become 12. And if the interest is calculated quarterly, then how many quarters are there? 4 months. How many 4 months are there? 12 divide 4. It will be 3. Okay. And T in this formula denotes the number of years the money is invested or for. So this is in short how you know the amount. So after getting the amount, you can find the compound interest. So to find the compound interest, what you will do, it will be A minus B, amount minus the principal amount. Okay, the principal value. This is how you find compound interest. Okay, so let's take an example. In this example, they ask you to find the compound interest on the amount of 5,000 riyal at an interest rate of 3% per annum for 2 years. So you have to find compound interest. What is the amount? Amount is 5,000. So this is the principal amount. Interest rate means your value of R is 3%, which is calculated per annum, means once a year, or you can say yearly. So it means N is equal to 1 for 2 years. So T is 2. So writing down this information, what we have? We have the principal amount as 5,000 OMR. Interest rate is 3%, which we can write as 3 over 100. That is 0.03, because it's always necessary to convert percentage into decimal. Okay, N is 1 and T is 2. It's 2 years. So using this formula for amount, A equal P 1 plus R over N and T. So first we have to do this. Okay, so A equal P 1 plus R over N to the power NT. Principal amount is 5,000 times. When it is bracket, it means it's multiplication. 1 plus R is 0.03 divide N is 1 to the power 1 times 2. Now this value, when you simplify, it is 5,000 times 1 plus 0.03. It is 1.03 power 2. This amount you can calculate by using calculator. So this gives you 5304.5. This is, and again, and reals. So this is your amount. So when you will find the compound interest will be amount minus principal. Okay, amount is 5304.5 minus principal amount is 5,000. So you get 304.5 reals as the compound interest. Okay, clear? This is your compound interest on 5,000 after 2 years. Let's take another example. Amina deposited 8,000 riyal for 7 years at 3% rate annually. We have to calculate the simple interest and the compound interest. So for simple interest, the formula is PRT. Okay. Whereas for compound interest, we have to first find amount, which is P 1 plus R over N power NT. And then you write compound interest as A minus B. Okay. So let's find the things from here. We have this as P. Years is time, 7 years. Rate is again 3%, which is 0.03. And here the word is annually. Annually means again n is 1. One time in a year. So for part A, when we find the simple interest, or we call it as interest, I, it is P times R times T. So this will be, what is P? 8,000. R is 0.03 and T is 7. Now just simplify this. This gives you 1680. This is the interest in reals. Okay. Now let's find the compound interest. So for that, let's first find the amount, which is P, that is 1 plus R over N to the power NT. It's always better to write the formula first. That will reduce the chances of mistakes. 1 plus R is 0.03, x 1, and 1 times 7. So which is 8,000 times, again bracket means multiplication here, to the power 7. So this gives you on calculation 9838.99. So this is the amount. So when we calculate the compound interest, that is CI, it is amount minus principal. Okay. So what is your amount? 9838.99 minus, what is the principal? 8,000. So when you calculate it, what you will get? You get 1838.99. So what you can see here, the compound interest is higher than the simple interest. So reason being the obvious, because interest is calculated only on the principal amount, whereas compound interest is calculated on the principal amount as well as the interest accumulated every year. Okay. So if they ask you to compare, you can write that compound interest is higher than the simple interest. Okay. And suppose if they ask like what Amina will choose to get a simple interest or compound interest, again the obvious answer will be to get the compound interest as it is more. Let's take one more example. Ask find the difference. Difference means you have to subtract between the compound interest and simple interest. So you have to find compound interest here. Here you have to find simple interest on this 5,000 real, which is your principal amount. Rate 4%, so R is 0.04 for 3 years. Time is 3 years. So in this case, as you have to find the difference, you have to find both simple interest and the compound interest. Okay. So let's start with the simple interest as it is easier to find. Simple interest. It is given by P times R times T. P is 5,000 times R is 0.04. T 3. On simplification, what you will is you get 600 reals. Okay, this is the interest. Second, find the compound interest. So to find the compound interest, first you have to find amount by using the formula 1 plus R over N and T. So P is 5,000. 1 plus R is 0.04 over N. How do we get N? They said interest rate of 4% per annum. Again, once in a year. So N is 1. So times power 1 times 3. So see, it's necessary to read each and every word of the question. You have the information over here. Okay. So this gives you 5624.32. So what you have amount as 5624.32. Now finding the compound interest, it is A minus B. So A is 5624.32 that we just now obtained, and B is here, which is 5,000, gives you 624.32 reals. Okay, this is the compound interest. So again, you can see compound interest is higher than the interest. Still, it's not completed because they ask you to find the difference. So they ask you to find the difference between the compound interest and the simple interest. So it is 624.32 minus 600. That gives you 24.32. So this is the difference between the compound interest and the simple interest. I hope now everything is clear to you.